It is easy to walk away from something that doesn't seem to be working. It is easy to kind of be like, you know what now, and especially we are talking about a spiritual relationship, right? Where it is a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend or just friends kind of relationship. You can almost track your commitment, right? By the amount of phone calls that you exchange, by the amount of messages that you guys exchange, by the amount of time you see each other, you commune or you pour into each other, right? And sometimes when we think about the spiritual realm, that can be a bit, in quote, harder to measure, right? Because sometimes we are in his presence and we don't hear him talk. We are in his presence and we don't feel him. But there's something about saying, I'm not only committed because of what I have seen him do, I'm committed to the person of Jesus. And sometimes there will be seasons where we can't see the hand of God immediately, where we can't necessarily understand or see or make sense of what is happening. But that is why relationship with God, that is where intimacy with God, that is where understanding of who God is critical. If your understanding of God is purely based on what you have been told, that is not strong enough. And I've said that in previous episodes, where information of God cannot sustain you, right? It is your revelation of who God is. It is your experience of who God is, and you're trusting and believing that He is the God that He says that He is. That will sustain you in moments of COVID-19, in moments of any kind of other negative situation that you will experience, right? We say for better, for worse, so death do us part, and not only in the context of marriage, right? Let's talk about a job that you're in that you don't enjoy. It's easy to say, you know what, now I'm handing in my resignation, I'm going to move on to the next. You attend a church and there's a lot of stuff happening in the church that you don't like. Okay, you know what, no, I'm going to close this chapter, find myself another church, right? So this thing about actually, you know what, no, if something doesn't look like I want it to look, if something doesn't feel the way I want it to feel, I'm going to walk away. But there's something really, really powerful about commitment, right? The way I believe character is being tested is if you are able to endure. I don't think perseverance is a fruit of the Spirit by coincidence. I believe perseverance is a real thing. I believe perseverance is very, very tightly tied to commitment, where you're able to endure, where you're able to stay on the job because you can see the bigger picture. You trust that God has got a bigger plan for this, where you're able to stay committed to a relationship where even though sometimes you don't feel the butterflies and sometimes you don't feel like, oh God, this is going where you want it to go, you're committed to it because you believe and trust that God is taking it somewhere. Where you are studying a course at university and you feel like, you know what, nah, actually, you know what, I can still leave this, right? The assignments are too tough and this is just giving me a headache, right? Being able to really see that actually, no, I've committed my ways to God and I trust and believe that God has a plan for me. So I'm going to be committed to His plan. I'm going to be committed to His will by being committed to Him. Sometimes there will be seasons where we are overwhelmed with life, where we don't understand what is happening, where we are asking questions and we can't seem to get answers to our questions, where everything else is making sense but Jesus, right? And in moments like that, we need to remind ourselves of the track record of God. And yes, the situation I am in right now might not be ideal, but I might not be perfect, but He is perfect. The situation I'm going through might not be good, but He is good. The situation I'm going through might not make me smile, but He makes me smile. The memory of Jesus and all that He has done for me absolutely makes me smile. And that would help us in our commitment to Him. So when we talk about a commitment to Jesus, it's not just so that He can keep my checkbook balance. It's not so that He can just keep sickness away from me. It's not so that I can just get Him to answer every of my prayers, because there will be prayers that you might not see answered. There might be situations that don't sound or look like Jesus. There might be trials and tribulations that you thought that, yo, Jesus, I thought with you in my life, we're going to skip that kind of part. But remember, the reason that we have a relationship with Jesus and the reason why we receive the life of Christ is so that the will of God can be done in us, with us, and through us, right? When you make your vow at the altar, you say, with all that I have, I will honor you. Everything that is mine is yours, right? So you're literally saying, from henceforth, this is it. We're in this together. Everything about me is yours. Everything about you is mine. And I think that's absolutely the place that God wants us to be in, where we are committed, not committed to going to church, not committed to a Bible study with friends, not committed to going out on a Wednesday every week to give food to the homeless. Those are great things, but we're committed to Him and everything that constitutes Jesus. We are committed to the greater picture. We are committed to God's vision, committed to His plan, committed to His strategy. You know, when we think about a relationship between a man and a woman, and a marriage kind of commitment, and where we say, do you know what, going forward from this altar, we live as one. Do you know that you're committing yourself to that person completely? So you can't say, I'm committing myself to you in bed, but not committing myself to you in the kitchen, or I'm committing myself to you to 20% of you, but the other 80% I'm not committed to. I think with God, there's nothing called partial commitment. You're either committed or you're not. You either give yourself fully or you don't. And giving yourself fully means that sometimes you're gonna be in for something that you didn't bargain for. Sometimes you're gonna be into something that you didn't see or didn't plan for, but because you're committed, you are trusting that the person that you are committed to has got you.